Hello everyone who is watching today's video. We invite everyone to join us on a special journey, where nature and humans blend together in a fierce but equally poetic battle in the middle of the ocean. It is the journey of fishermen catching cod, a rare and valuable fish. Considered the white gold of the cold ocean, in the vast and cold sea, where the waves are as high as endless walls of water and the wind never stops blowing. Modern ships equipped with the most advanced fishing technology still steadfastly cut through the waves, carrying the desire to conquer the ocean and bring back bountiful harvests. American fishermen, with extensive experience, steadfast courage and deep love for the profession, are not afraid of hardship, drifting for many days and nights in the middle of the ocean, deploying giant purse seine nets to surround and pull up hundreds of tons of cod each trip. That job is not simple. It is a combination of human power, machine power, intelligence, strategy and a deep understanding of the migration characteristics and biological habits of cod. Each purse seine is a battle in which victory or defeat depends on the timing of the net opening, the technique of closing the net, and even the captain's intuition after many years of living and dying at sea. When the cod are completely surrounded by the net, cheers resound on the deck. Each silvery white fish, with a large body, thrashing vigorously in the cold water, is brought up from the sea surface. Tons of fish are brought directly into the onboard processing system, from sorting, cleaning, to freezing on the spot, ensuring the freshest quality of the product. Everything happens like a smooth industrial chain in the middle of the vast ocean. Modern ships are no different from a floating factory, operating continuously day and night, taking advantage of every precious minute while in the middle of a potential fishing ground. Cod fishing is not only a physical labor, but also a mental battle. Sudden storms, huge waves that seem to be able to swallow the entire ship, and the bitter cold are always lurking everywhere, at all times. However, above all, there is the strong will, solidarity among the fishermen and the strong belief in a successful voyage. For them, the ocean is not only a place to make a living, but also a second home. A place to hone their skills and nurture their dreams of a better life. Cod after being processed will become high-end products, appearing on the dining tables of luxury restaurants all over the world. That not only brings great economic value to fishermen and the US seafood industry, but also contributes to maintaining sustainable development for a long value chain, from the sea to consumers. In this video, we will witness up close the process of catching hundreds of tons of cod using purse seine nets. One of the most effective and large-scale fishing methods today. Through each frame, each realistic slice, we hope you will feel the harshness but also the romance of the sea profession, as well as appreciate more the value of the gifts that the ocean gives. When night falls on the sea, the pace of life on land gradually slows down, but on the cod fishing boats, all activities have just begun. High-power headlights light up the entire pitch-black sea, reflecting on the water streaks of shimmering white light like the eyes of cod lurking deep below. Every member of the boat is in position. The crane operator, the person in charge of the towing system, the person operating the sorting machine, all move like a synchronized machine. without a moment of distraction. The captain, the soul of the entire trip, sits in front of the radar screen, his eyes on every sign that appears on the electronic map. They wait for a signal from the fish finder, an unusual movement in the water. A slow-moving cloud. It could be a giant school of cod swimming below the ship. When the opportunity comes, the captain will give the command, "Drop the net." Immediately, a giant purse seine system is deployed from the stern of the ship. The net is hundreds of meters long, high like a soft wall floating in the water, slowly encircling the school of fish. Cod are smart and strong fish, so catching them with a purse seine requires not only technique but also agility and tactical calculation. Fishermen must watch the right time and direction of movement so that the net closes perfectly, not letting the fish escape. At that moment, the whole ship held its breath. All attention was focused on the main control lever, and when the last part of the net was closed, joy exploded on the faces of the hard-working men. The school of fish had been successfully surrounded. The next step was to pull the net up. This was the most labor-intensive step. Thick steel cables weighing tons began to operate. The sound of the engine roared. The pull ropes squealed loudly. Each part of the net gradually appeared, and with it were hundreds, thousands of silver-white cod. Long bodies, round bellies, constantly struggling. The fish are as big as an adult's forearm, weighing from 4 to 15 kilograms. Their bodies shiny under the lights, filling the net compartment like a surging stream of life. In the eyes of the fishermen is a mixture of happiness and fatigue. They know that after days of hard work at sea, their efforts have paid off. When the fish are brought onto the boat, a group of workers quickly begin the preliminary processing process. Each fish is cleaned, gutted, decapitated, washed with clean seawater and transferred directly to the freezing area. Modern cod fishing boats are often equipped with a deep-sea super-fast freezing system, helping the fish retain its fresh quality almost intact. In cold conditions below -40 degrees Celsius, the fish will be frozen in less than 30 minutes after being on board. This closed and professional process is the reason why Alaskan cod is always considered a top-class product in the world. But fishing is not just labor, it is an art of living in the middle of the ocean. On the boat, the rare moments of rest become extremely precious. A cup of hot coffee in the cold wind. A simple meal with white rice and freshly caught fish. Fragrant in the small kitchen. Everyday stories resound loudly in the vast space of the ocean. Some people talk about their wives and children on the mainland. Others share their escapes from storms. The camaraderie here is not just cooperation, but a deep bond, understanding each other with every glance. The sea is like that, both cruel and tolerant. There are trips that are very successful. The hold is full of fish. The net is full. The boat is heavily loaded, returning in the brilliant sunset. But there are also trips that last a whole month without much catch. However, the fishermen still do not give up, because they understand that the sea is a profession of faith. Believing in the sea, believing in experience and believing in a brighter tomorrow. The journey of catching cod with purse seine is the clearest proof of human resilience. diligence and intelligence when facing nature. Each cod is not only a product, but also the sweat, tears, and youth of many coastal people. And behind each delicious meal with a piece of soft, white cod is a long story about the journey in the storm, in the cold, in the deep ocean that few people can imagine. The long life drifting at sea is unlike any other place on land. There, time is not counted in days or hours, but is measured by the times the net is pulled. By each time the hold is full of fish, by each sleepless night of watching out for the storm coming from the horizon. Each cod fishing trip can last from several weeks to a month, or even longer, depending on the yield, weather, and sea conditions. And during that time, the ship becomes the whole world of the fisherman. Although modern fishing boats are equipped with more amenities, life at sea is still a difficult challenge. The living space is cramped. With small bunk beds in closed compartments, where each person has only a private corner just enough to lie down and rest after a 12-hour shift. On deck, the sea breeze blows fiercely day and night. The cold is so bitter that everyone has to wear thick protective gear. The rare sunlight only shines at noon. The rest is mostly gray clouds and the cold sky typical of the Alaskan Sea. Each day starts very early, from 4 to 5 a.m. The shifts take turns preparing the machinery, checking the nets, and checking the electronic equipment. Once the fish are caught and pulled onto the boat, all members have to work together without rest, from sorting the fish, pre-processing, packaging, freezing, a chain of processes that lasts continuously for many hours. When everything is finished, everyone can return to the cabin to rest for a few short hours. Before continuing the new cycle. In the midst of hours of hard work, meals are a great consolation. The kitchen on the ship, although only a small room, always keeps the fire burning. The person in charge of the kitchen is a true artist. Using available ingredients, they skillfully prepare hot dishes, enough to warm the body and ease fatigue. Simple meals, crispy fried fish, seaweed soup, a few stir-fried vegetables, in such circumstances become precious, humane feasts. There are nights when the sea is calm. The brothers gather on the deck, sip instant coffee, and chat about home. They talked about their wives and children waiting on the mainland, about the festival season they missed, about simple things like the sunlight on the rice fields, the sound of dogs barking on the porch, or the afternoons sitting with their neighbors drinking a glass of iced tea. Those everyday stories, seemingly small, warmed people's hearts in the middle of the cold ocean. But there were also stormy nights. The ship swayed violently in the wind and waves. The sea was angry, the wind howled in gusts. The waves were as high as a wall crashing straight into the bow of the ship. In that moment, no one spoke to anyone. Everyone was silent, gripping the railing tightly, eyes following the radar screen. Their hearts tightened with each beat. Those strong men understood that, with just one small mistake, their lives could be swept away. But then, with experience, with good coordination and courage, they overcame together. After each storm, their trust multiplied, and their brotherhood grew stronger. Gradually, the ship became a small family. No one feels lonely anymore. They live together like brothers and sisters, sharing cans of milk, packets of noodles, and pieces of cake. When someone is sick, the whole group worries. When someone receives a letter from the mainland via radio, everyone eagerly waits for the good news. That bond is not just a colleague relationship, but an invisible, sacred bond between people who have faced death together and crossed the ocean together. Living long days on a ship means living not only with nature, but also with oneself. In the quiet space of the night sea, people have time to reflect on life. Many fishermen share that it is here that they learn to appreciate simple things, understand the value of labor, and love even more the home they temporarily leave to make a living. For them, life at sea, although full of hardships, is also a part of their flesh and blood. Someone jokingly said, "Going out to sea is familiar, but coming back to shore feels empty." Indeed, the ocean is not only a place to make a living, but also a second home, a place to train people to become strong, resilient and emotional. Cod is not only a fish with high yield, but also one of the seafood species with outstanding economic value. With high consumption demand worldwide, from Europe, Asia to North America, cod has become a key export item, helping to bring in billions of dollars each year for the seafood industry. From the holds of ships filled with cod in the middle of the ocean to processing plants and luxury restaurants, cod is present in millions of meals and becomes a stable source of income for tens of thousands of workers. In Alaska, considered one of the largest cod fishing grounds on the planet, each season is a